Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Michael Vick, live on VicTube, and today, I'm doing a preview and prediction for the LSU Tigers. Yeah, of course, they're coming off of a 5-5 record. In an all SEC schedule. So being 500 in the SEC, so that could be like 7-5 or 8-4. It With a normal 12-game schedule with non-con games. So that would have been either 7-5 or 8-4, depending on that Texas game that ended up getting canceled. So of course that was coming off of the 2019 national championship season. So one of the worst defending national championship teams ever. So hoping to bounce back from that this year. Of course, you got head coach Ed Orgeron, Coach O, going into his sixth season in Baton Rouge. This will really be his fifth season as the actual head coach. Of course, his first season he was just the interim head coach after Les Miles was fired for losing to Auburn in week 4. So then it wasn't until the bowl game that they had made him head coach. But I'm going to count it anyway. So now his overall record, including games as interim coach, he is 45-14. That's 76.3%, and he's also 4-1 in bowl games and national championship games. So postseason games. And of course the 2019 national championship season. When they won the SEC and then won the national championship. So now let's take a look at LSU's recent recruiting. In their last 4 recruiting classes. Let's see, 2018, they had the number 15 class. 2019, they had the number 5 class. 2020, the number 4 class. And 2021, the number 3 class. For an average rank of 6.75. Anyways, now let's look at some of their key departures. Wide receiver Terrence Marshall. He had 48 receptions, 731 yards, 15.2 yards per reception, and 10 touchdowns. We have tight end Eric Gilbert, who transferred to Georgia. He had 35 catches, 368 yards, 10.5 yards per catch, and two touchdowns. And then we got wide receiver Racy McMath, 14 receptions, 195 yards, 13.9 yards per reception, and 1 touchdown. We got offensive tackle Dare Rosenthal. He was the starting left tackle last year. We got backup quarterback T.J. Finley. Last year LSU was playing musical quarterbacks. There were three. They started 3 different quarterbacks. Last year, so including T.J. Finley. And he transferred to Auburn. He's got 80 out of 140. That's 57.1%. 941 yards, 6.7 yards per attempt, 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Then we got safety Jacoby Stevens. He had 63 tackles, 30 of them solo, 3 sacks, 4 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, and 3 fumble recoveries. And then inside linebacker Jabril Cox, 58 tackles, 37 solo, 1 sack, 5 pass deflections, 3 interceptions. One of them went for a pick 6, and 1 fumble recovery. Okay, let's take a look at their quarterback competition. Of course, I already mentioned that T.J. Finley transferred to Auburn. So now it's down to Miles Brennan and Max Johnson. It was Miles Brennan who started at the beginning of the season. I think he started the first 3 games. Before he was injured. So as we started, Miles Brennan started the first 3 games, and we have Max Johnson who started the last 2 games. So we'll start with Brennan. He was 79 of 131, 60.3%, 1,112 yards, 8.5 yards per attempt, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And now Max Johnson. He was 88 of 150. That's 58.7%, 1,069 yards, 7.1 yards per attempt, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception. So now let's talk about who I want to win the starting job. May not be who I think will actually win it. So, of course, my mom, I would want to see my mom, Max Johnson, win the job. Yeah, because he's Mark Rick's nephew. So that's right. Yeah, yeah, he's my mom, Mark Rick's sister's son. So and he's a local kid. You know, he's from the Athens area. So he was from like Athens or Oconee. So yes, so there's that. Of course, he was a freshman last year. But I do think that it will end up being Miles Brennan. So yeah, because he's way more experienced. Yeah, he's a fifth year, senior. He had waited his turn, behind Joe Burrow. So it was last year. He finally got to start, but his season did end up being cut short. Right, so Miles Brennan being the more experienced, plus I think his numbers are a little bit better. Completion percentage, higher, yards per attempt, higher. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Miles Brennan. But I could be wrong though. We'll see. Maybe both of them end up starting at some point. So anyway, now let's get into some of these impact players for 2021. I'm just going to start with the quarterback. Miles Brennan. Yep, I already read you his stats. Not going to read them again. Then we got wide receiver Kayshon Boutte. Yeah, I like that name. Yeah, Boutte. Yes. Anyway, so he had 45 catches for 735 yards, 16.3 yards per reception, and 5 touchdowns. And then wide receiver Jeray Jenkins, 23 catches for 397 yards, 17.3 yards per catch, and 2 touchdowns. And running back Terrion Davis Price, he had 104 carries, 446 yards, 4.3 yards per carry, and 3 touchdowns. Okay, so then on the defense, we got inside linebacker Damone Clark at 63 tackles, 26 solo, and 1 sack. Cornerback Derek Stingley, 73 tackles, 19 solo, 5 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. And defensive tackle Ollie Gay, or Guy, or I don't know, Gay or Guy, or I don't know. Okay, so 32 tackles, 19 solo, 2 sacks, 6 pass deflections, and 1 interception. And then cornerback Eli Ricks, 20 tackles, 11 solo, 5 pass deflections, 4 interceptions, and 2 of those interceptions were pick sixes. So now let's go ahead and look at their schedules. First, we'll go over last year's schedule, and then I will predict game by game for the 2021 schedule. So we'll start with 2020. Of course, started out week 1 at home with the loss to Mississippi State. A shocking, upset, where Mississippi State threw for 600 yards. Anyway, and of course, next, you're at Vandy. Won that one. Completely destroyed Vandy. Right, and then the loss to Mizzou. Right, and then that took you into a bye week. And then at the blowout win over South Carolina, and then y'all got absolutely obliterated by Auburn. And then the double bye, and then the win against Arkansas, and then of course the back-to-back losses to Texas A&M and Alabama, and then finished out the season with back-to-back wins. A big upset win over Florida, and then you beat Ole Miss in a shootout. That came out to a record of 5-5. So LSU is going to be a lot better this year than they were last year. I mean, they're not. I guarantee that they won't go 500 again. So now let's get into the 2021 schedule. So to start out week 1 at UCLA. That's a win. UCLA is just a run-of-the-mill Pac-12 team. They're just a program that hovers around 500. They're about 5-7, 6-6, 7-5. They just haven't been any good under Chip Kelly. UCLA should have kept Jim Mora. But anyway, yes, that's a game that you should win. This next McNeese Yep. If Coach O's son plays for McNeese, but but yeah, this is just gonna be a massacre. I mean, I'll beat McNeese by 40 or 50. Yep, same thing with Central Michigan. Neither one of those two teams, McNeese or Central Michigan, belongs on the same field as LSU. Right, those would both be 40 or 50-point blowouts. So then we got and then week 4, yep, you're at Mississippi State. Yep, a team that beat y'all last year, and yes, I have I have you losing to Mississippi State again. That's right. Yes, I know that this shouldn't happen because Mississippi State beat LSU last year. So there's no way that happens again, right? We thought the same thing about Kansas and Oklahoma. We thought there's no way that Oklahoma loses to Kansas State back to back, but it happened. So yeah, so I have Mississippi State pulling off the upset again. We got home against Auburn. Yeah, that should be a win. I think that Auburn hasn't beat LSU in Death Valley in 15 years or something like that. So that's a win. And then we got at Kentucky, and I gave y'all a win there too. I think Kentucky will be sort of good, but not that good. So anyway, so then and then you host Florida. That should be a win. I think y'all are taking a step forward this year. Florida taking a step back. They just lose too much on offense, and they kept Todd Grantham. So I think that's a win. And then home against Ole Miss. Yep, I have that as a loss. Just know that Ole Miss is going to be a pretty good team this year. They're going to have a really good offense, and I think that Lane Train offense gets y'all. I have that one as a loss, and we got that takes you to your bye week. Coming out of that bye week, you play Alabama. That's a loss. I think Alabama will lose a game this year, but I already had that as being A&M beating Bama. So yeah, and that'll be their one and only loss. So I think they beat y'all. And then home against Arkansas. Yep, I do have you finishing out the season on a 3-game winning streak of you beating Arkansas. Yep, y'all can take out that some of that frustration, from that loss to Alabama on Arkansas. And the next you've got ULM. That's a win. You'll just absolutely obliterate them. And then we got Texas A&M. Yep, and I have this. This is a win. I think you get a mild upset against Texas A&M, and you spoil their season. Giving A&M their second loss, allowing Alabama to back their way into Atlanta. So where they will lose to Georgia. So yes, there you have it. So that's my prediction. Let's see. I have them going 9-3 and 5-3 in the SEC. So I mean, so a few games you can switch around. I think that between Mississippi State and Kentucky, I think you lose one of those two road games. I had you beating Mississippi State, and I mean losing to Mississippi State and beating Kentucky. You could beat Mississippi State and swap that out, for a loss to Kentucky. So anyway, so 9-3. Yep, that's a big improvement over 5-5. So yeah. But anyway, so thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all again next time.